Fours, 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 threes, fours and threes. We have hit the honey flow. Stacking boxes. These hives are doing quite well. One box of honey. We were just making it back around, and they must be pulling it from the ditches or a faraway field because the canola is not in bloom yet. So that is off to a good start. Stacking boxes before the flow hits. One box of honey to start. I have a feeling we're going to have a hard time keeping up here. Honey, 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 money, money, money. First crack, picking up nukes. This has worked absolutely brilliantly. This is how it's supposed to work. You make them up, you set them down, you put in cells, come back in 3 weeks, pick them all back up, put them on the truck. We're running nearly 100%. Where this yard, I'm not going to have enough room in the truck here for all the nukes, so there's going to be, well, I think there's better than 50 here. And I had one that failed. So you can't beat that. And that's because of ants. These girls are getting heavy. There's some capped brood in there, so they probably could have been picked maybe 5 days ago, 7 days ago. You know, they made it very well, very timely. But I leave them for 20, 22 days. Just to give them time, and well, more so just because we didn't have time. But now with the flow just starting, they are packing full of honey. So we've got to we're going to tighten up our check back just a little bit here on the rest of them. So we're not going to go quite the 20, 22 days. We're going to push into that 18 days and pick up all the early bloomers, I guess you could call them. Get them out to the yard. Carrie's busy this week while we're putting boxes on colonies. Carrie's transferring these into 10 deeps, and we're kind of allowing them just to stretch out a little bit. I'm going against what I typically do every year, but we have so much brood comb I got to use up. I figured, well, this is the best way to do it, is by letting the bees handle the wax moth. So every morning, another day. Picking up nukes, making up yards, and looks like we're starting to make up ground here. So this is starting to feel all right. Starting to feel like we're actually starting to accomplish something here. I think I've finally been able to shake the nosema. That tough nest I've seen all spring has completely... I should do some testing to see if it's still there lingering. But from what I'm seeing within the nests and what I'm seeing within the growth, it looks like we've been able to step out of that hardship. And we're stepping out of that hardship straight into the honey flow here, which is just so very timely. And looks like it's going to extend well into August. So maybe there's hope yet for this year. Starting the morning out with a box of honey. This yard has a canola field that just come up into bloom up top. What I'm doing is I'm just going through and assessing strength, but I'm also killing rogue queen cells. We put this excluder in. There's still brood up top. Sometimes we kill the queen by accident. You know, I run a 1% rule. And if there's any emergency cells, I want to make sure they're all on the bottom and not up top, because later on, when running escapes, I don't want virgins or brood nest up on top. Also, hives from time to time can be very annoying, and they just drop supersedure cells here and there, and that causes grief. So it's pretty easy. You just go through. Ooh, this honey in this box. And it's like leafing through a book. I don't worry about the queen, she's in the bottom now. And I just kill everything I see. Cups. For the most part there's nothing in the cups, but I just knock them down. Nothing in this hive. So as I'm going through, this obviously has honey in it. It's an automatic 3. This one, not as much, so it's automatic 2. And the way I'm doing it, so I'm not having to yell out at the guys, and so nobody gets confused. Top on the side is 2, top on the back is 3. Easy breezy. This is going to be a 3. Another 3. So when we put excluders in, it's been a pretty easy shake for the queens. We haven't lost too many. We're running under that 1% rule. And it's fairly easy to see those problems because the emergency cells really stick out like a sore thumb from underneath. This is a 2. What's going on here? This one. This one is dead. Mike, could you shake this colony out? Just shake it out in front of that hive there. We can use this honey super, and then we'll load that brood chamber onto the truck.
How do I do this?
Up in that top box. So just kind of. And then just tap the D's into the grass, load up the empty combs, and then load the box on the truck. That's a 3. Too worried about it. This is a 3. So I have the apiary in extremely uniform shape, and that is kind of my objective over this last little while. Just like brushing your hair, you just keep stroking your hair to even things out. I do the same with the bees, continual equalization. And we take a split, and then we equalize, brings everything together. So then the whole yard is very uniform within a box. You can see as I promoted this brood nest up into this honey box, there's probably 3 or 4 frames of brood up top there going to emerge within the next couple of weeks. They will emerge and then just launch this hive into the honey flow, right in the middle of honey flow. And that is what we're stacking up on top of these hives right now. We're anticipating a lot of bees, a lot of nectar, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of honey. So things are really adding up for me here. There, another yard complete. Nice and uniform. Ready to collect honey. It's nice when a plan comes together.